to Harry John's YouTube channel. Now, Christmas is upon us, and a lot of my students have asked for Christmas songs recently, and I always give out this one as a relatively easy one for beginners. It can be made more difficult, but I think it sounds good in the simple form. So I thought I'd show all you guys today how to play this song, and I believe it uses only 4 chords, so it's not too bad. So let's run through the chords first. Now, the first chord in the song you're going to come across is an A major chord. This one's pretty straightforward. It involves 3 fingers in the 2nd fret, and you strum from the 5th string, the open A. Now, to play this one, you're going to have open 5th string, you're going to have 2nd finger on the D string, 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the G string, 2nd fret, and 4th finger on the B string, 2nd fret, and open high E, but that is optional. Nice straightforward chords, nothing too bad about that. The second chord we're going to come across is a D major chord. Now, to play a D major chord, you have an open D string to start with, which is the 4th string up. Then we have finger number 1 on the 2nd fret G string. Finger number 2 is on the 3rd fret B string. Finger number 3 is on the 2nd fret high E. 2 quite straightforward open chords: A major, D major. And it's these 2 chords that are played for the verse, where you're kind of going, better watch out, better not cry, so on and so forth. And this song is in 4/4, which is a very, very common time signature. And this basically means 4 beats per chord, for the most part anyway. Now, you could just play this song with the beats just by going 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you're quite new to guitar and you're in a rush to perform this song for Christmas Day, stick to the beats. It's 4 beats per chord for the most part. Now, before I go into strum pattern, I'm going to introduce the other chord that is in the verse as well, and this is an E major. Nothing too crazy with this one. So when you've done A and D twice each, so a bar of each 2 times, it's back to an A, then E major, and then back to A. So, to perform an E major chord, you can strum all 6 strings on this one, but you start with the open low E. So open low E, then we have 2nd finger on the 2nd fret A string, 3rd finger 2nd fret D string, and 1st finger on the 1st fret G. And you can play the open B string and high E string. So, nothing too bad there. These chords are quite straightforward. So, a quick recap on that. You've got A major, D major, and then after you've played those 2 twice, an E major. So let's run through the whole verse before we get to any changes in the song. Now, just like before, we're going to stick to beats for now, and I'll show you a strum pattern that works nicely with this song afterwards. So we've got A for 4 beats, D for 4, A for 4 again, D for 4. Now we've got A for 4, E for 4, and then we've got A for 8, or 2 bars. So however you want to think about it, you can think of it as 1 bar of 4 per chord, or you can think of it as 4 beats for each chord. Apart from that final A, that's either 2 bars of 4 or 8 beats. Yeah, kind of around that. Now, let's go through a little strum pattern for this as well. So you can make this as simple or as complicated as you want. Now, a very common strum pattern in the time signature of 4/4 is just down, down, up, up, down, up, and that's what I use for this song. It sounds great, it's quite simple, but you can break it down even more. Now, we'll go through both. So I'm going to start with this very common down, down, up, down, up. So try and tap your foot if you can. That really helps. Keep a nice slow tempo to start with. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. And yeah, for all the chords that works brilliantly. Now, if you want to make it even simpler, you can just go for a rhythm or a strum pattern like this: down, down, up, up, down. It makes it a bit easier to kind of count. So it's down, down, up, down. So essentially, you're just missing that last upstroke. And this benefits a lot of beginner students because it gives you time to prepare for that next chord. You don't have to strum all the way through, so it sounds like there's no pause at the end. But see what you find works best for you. Now, moving on to the third verse, or the bridge for this song, because that's pretty much the only thing that changes. It starts off with a D major. So it's when the song goes, he sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake. So nothing too crazy there, it's just instead of playing A to D 2 times, you're playing D to A 2 times. So not too bad. Thing is though, when you finish that second A major chord, you have a B dominant 7. Then you have an E dominant 7, so 2 bluesy chords in this. Really makes the song sound a bit different and just cooler basically. Okay, now luckily to get a B dominant 7 chord from an A major, it's quite straightforward. So this is where we're going to work from. So we've got this A major chord that we played in both the verses before. Now to turn this into a B dominant 7, simply lift up finger number 2 to the A string on the 2nd fret, and then move finger number 3 to the finger number 4 to the 3rd fret high E. Now, if you can as well, see if you can get first finger on the 1st fret on the D string, and then you'll get the full sound of this chord. Now, it can be a lot to squeeze into this shape, so I have seen people recommend that you kind of mute that D string by leaning your 2nd finger on it, and you get this mismatched B chord. Not one of my favourites, but again, if you need to learn this before Christmas and it's a new chord, don't worry if that D string isn't ringing out, you'll be fine. But that's it. Now, the interesting thing as well is when you play this B dominant 7 chord, instead of just 1 bar of 4 or 4 beats, you actually play 2 lots of 4 or 8 beats. So if we're just going to break it down to the beat again, the B would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So remember that, it's twice the length as all the other chords. Now, the next chord we're going to come across is an E dominant 7. Sounds a lot trickier than it actually is, especially coming from a B dominant 7 chord. So all we need to do is finger number 2 can stay exactly where it is. You want to lift off fingers 3 and 4, and then move first finger down so it's on the 1st fret G string, and then strum all 6 strings. And that's an E dominant 7, just 2 fingers, and it sounds really good. Now this chord as well is also 8 beats, or 2 lots of 4. Now in the song itself, there's a bit of a pause here, which which makes it stand out a bit better. So you can kind of just strum an E. It's kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, down, up, down. Again, if you're in a rush, don't worry about that. Just play it for 2 bars of 4 with the normal strum pattern. You'll get this fine. Alright, quick recap. So if we're just going by beats, you've got D. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. A, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. A, 2, 3, 4. B dominant 7, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. E dominant 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're back into the final verse, which is the same as before, chord-wise anyway. Okay, so let's give all of this a quick run through anyway. So we've got the verse. Watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. We'll jump straight to the bridge. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. Beat down the 7. He knows when you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. Play through it. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. One more time. Santa Claus is coming to town. And don't worry if you make mistakes like I just did. It's all part of the fun of playing. It's a live performance. We'll go with that. Alright, thank you for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you all have a fantastic seasonal break. Keep on playing guitar. See you all soon. Cheers.